Hey there everyone, happy Tuesday, King 5. Meteorologist Adam Claibon here with you on this St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the day, or maybe you have plans to head out later on into the night. Just make sure to have the rain gear with you because there is going to be a lot of rain that's going to be developing, and we'll see that increase as we head throughout the night as well. And we're going to keep more rain in the forecast all the way through the end of the work week and possibly even into the start of the weekend. But there are some drier times at that point. But first, let's get into what's happening here for the next 3 days, as all that rain is going to find its way into the higher terrain, because it's not only just raining here in the lowlands, it's raining across a lot of our passes and our resorts too, with those snow levels fairly high. So flood watches are out because that water eventually is going to find its way down the higher terrain. Snow melt too because of that, and that will find its way into our streams, our creeks, and our rivers. And some of those levels are going to be on the higher side because of that potential heavier rainfall, and also at the same time too, the snow melt. Now, snow levels, you can see how high they're expected to be, around 8,000 feet for the next 3 days, dropping considerably though by the time we head into the weekend. So that's going to help to produce a bit more of the snow across the mountains. There will be limited moisture at that point, but at least that will help out with really solidifying the snowpack that we're going to have up there. Now, it's going to be a dry-ish start as we head on into the weekend or into the night, at least drier than what it has been for a lot of the day. We are expecting the showers to increase though, especially as we get well past sunset and into the earlier part of the day for tomorrow. We'll head on into more of the next few days. See periods of these heavy bands of rain moving on through, breezy conditions, as well as more of those rivers rising, due in part because of a lot of that water working its way down from the higher terrain. And we are going to see some lower snow levels by the time we head into the weekend. We just showed you that, and so we do have a different air mass that will be in place at that point. Highs are going to be cooler, but not all that much cooler. We'll go from the upper 50s down into the low 50s. It's going to be the overnight hours that you will really notice the difference, seeing lows in the lower 50s, eventually down into perhaps more the mid to upper 30s ahead as we head on into that time. Here's Westport, and you can see a lot of cloudy and wet conditions. Out this way, we saw over 1 inch of rain for today. Paulsville, kind of dryish here as we head on into the first part of our evening here on Tuesday. And then Bellingham also looking pretty cloudy, as a lot of the clouds are sticking around for us there around Granite Falls. Looking at our SchoolNet side up that way in Port Angeles, a lot of cloudy skies. Not expecting to see one ray of sunshine before the day is said and done. Tacoma, cloudy and gloomy there. Maybe a little sun trying to peek through there in Everett, but generally we're just talking about overcast conditions there and here around Seattle. As right now, temperatures are holding pretty steady in the low 50s with that south wind at 5 miles per hour. Expect the forecast to continue to get even more wet as we head on into the nighttime hours. Quick look at temperatures into your Tuesday evening. Really pointing this out, low to mid 50s, not quite as warm farther south like Olympia and Chehalis yesterday when we got temperatures to make their way well into the 60s. It was a pretty decent day to end off our afternoon on Monday, but wanted to really point out what's happening across the mountains, where you can see a lot of those temperatures in the 40s. So well above where we should normally be for this time of the year, and also above freezing too, meaning it's been all rain here throughout Tuesday afternoon. You can see the large mass of rain just off of the coast there. That's a lot of green showing up on the radar. Kind of gives you a bit more of a St. Patrick's Day feel, right? Current radar, you're seeing a lot of that moisture continuing to track right over parts of western Washington, as that is really directed at us. And you'll see that enhance the rainfall here as we get closer to and just after sunset. We'll keep that around. Now for areas farther south, you'll see, especially southern parts of Thurston counties, Pierce counties, we actually get a bit of a break. We'll actually see some drier times into late tonight. Now, this band is going to continue to move northward and southward, and that's been a theme that we've been really trying to push for a lot of the week. It's just that we are going to see that this will be kind of in and out situation for many of us as we go throughout the next few days. So as that moves in, it starts to move southward again, heading into tomorrow morning. It heads across parts of western Washington, and then a pretty similar setup to today, where we get some of the steadier rain during the morning, and then the afternoon we actually dry out to a certain degree with just more off and on showers at that point. That's Wednesday afternoon at about 1 to 2 o'clock. Tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, 7 p.m., starting to see some of that rain. It's beginning to move farther to the north, but then you can see more of the broken nature in that shower activity on into late tomorrow night and into the day on Thursday. It fills in again. You see a lot more of that moderate to steadier rain that's going to be in place for us at that point. And then it moves off to the east, and we'll see some decreasing showers for a little while before it increases again, heading on into the morning on Friday. At that point, I think that will be the last steady and heavier band that we're going to see before things really start to quiet down heading on into the second half of the day on Friday as that moves off towards the east. So speaking of rainfall totals with this, you're going to see it will be impressive. Now this is just through 7 p.m. on Wednesday. About a ½ inch to an inch in most spots, an inch to an inch and a half out towards the coast. And then we add on top of what we're going to see Friday or Thursday night into Friday, and you just keep on really pouring in more rain into those rain gauges. And so that's only Friday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. Do expect more rain yet to come. So by the time it is said and done, 2 to 4 inches, probably a good range for most spots here across western Washington before the day and the week is on over. We head on into the weekend and really expect little in terms of any sort of snowfall at all for us because of the higher snow levels. Forecast as we head on into the night, we'll see lows drop down into the upper 40s and generally the low 50s. 50 in Bremerton, 48 in Shelton. Highs tomorrow up to around the mid-50s in Bellingham at 56, 52 in Orcas Island. We'll see a high of 56 in Arlington. Oak Harbor up to 53 degrees, mid-50s around Linwood. Kingston reaching 56. We'll see the upper 50s around Auburn. Bremerton up to 56 degrees, 58 in Puyallup, 57 over towards Olympia. We'll top off at about 59 in Eatonville. Farther south across the state, 59-ish in Centralia, 64 in Longview, 52 getting over towards Ocean Park and Ocean Shores, 53 in Forks, 59 in Quilcene, and up to 55 in Sequim. 7-day forecast, things looking to stay wet here as highs will try to make a run at 60 degrees here around Seattle for Thursday and Friday. Areas farther south, though, I think it's a good chance that we actually will hit the 60s at some point here later into the week. And then into the weekend, a slight cool down, but just really dropping down closer to those averages as we head on into more of Saturday through next Tuesday, maybe even slightly cooler than average as we head on into that point as well. So again, rain is going to be around. We have the potential for flooding, so that's something to be mindful of at least, even though we're only probably going to see minor flooding at some of our rivers and our streams. There could be a few rivers that could get up to moderate stage as well. And the potential too for either like landslides or mudslides, that'll be in place too. That's something that will be far less of a concern for us, but something that still bears watching as we head on towards the end of the week. So just be mindful of all of that. We'll keep you updated if anything of that nature does come up, and prepare for a wet evening that's ahead if you are going to be out tonight. And there's going to be a lot of green on the radar. Mother Nature really getting in on the St. Patrick's Day 5. You do the same. Hopefully you guys have some green on. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day night and take care.